Hello. I'm going to try to do a little bit of work while I'm here. I went to work today. Ooh, it's going to get cold tonight in Kansas. Man, I got to go out and winterize my camper this weekend. I think it'll be okay until we better get it done this weekend, but I don't think we're going to get a bad enough freeze that it's going to hurt anything right now. I'm taping off this, let's see if I can show you this big mirror that I'm working on. It's real big. It's about, I don't know, 3 foot long. Can you see any of it? Anyway, I don't like the color of it. I didn't buy it for its color. Like I was saying one day when I was doing a hangout, I like to go to Goodwill and buy stuff like this and flip it. Well, I don't sell it usually, so I'm not flipping it to sell, but I like to, like this right here, I will paint white and distress. And I'm going to keep this one. But as I keep doing that, and like I was saying one day that probably this winter, I'm going to start redoing the rooms here. I don't know if you can see or not, but see that big old crack up there on the wall behind me? Yeah, I've never done anything in this. I'm in my dining room, sitting at my dining room table right now, but I've never done. We've been in this house. Of course, the cracks have gotten worse and worse since we've been here. They weren't this bad, but it's got old textured wallpaper. You can't tell it from. See that? That's wallpaper. Yeah. It's textured. It's not bad print. If there wasn't so many cracks and everything, and if it was not coming off, I would probably leave it alone. But yeah, because it's not an appalling color or anything like that. And I don't even mind that it's textured. I just anyway, I got off work early today. There's some stuff going on at well, actually, there's nothing going on at my job. So instead of just sitting there for the rest of the day on the internet, I decided to come home and start working on a few of my projects. And I may even go out to the camper and at least run all the water into the tank. You know, you turn on the sinks and you turn on the water pump and you get all the water out and into the tanks. And I think my husband said he's already done the hot water tank. He's already drained it. But I think I'm going to ask him to do it again after I get done with what I'm doing, because I don't know if that's going to put more water back into it or what. But we lost a hot water tank one time, not winterizing it. We didn't know. It was our first camper. We didn't even know to get on the internet and find out about stuff we just figured it out all by ourselves. We didn't know anybody who had a camper at the time, and we weren't. You guys want to talk about some stuff? Just tell me. What do you want to talk about? I'm not here to talk crap or anything like that today, but If you guys have questions for me, I'll answer them. I'm kind of bored today, actually. I was bored at work and I don't really have anything to do or even anything to cook. I've got a whole refrigerator full of food that we have to eat up that I've already cooked because I cook a lot on the weekends. I deliberately make leftovers and I'll take one of the week, usually if I'm home, if we're home, if we're not camping or somewhere else, I will take either a Saturday or a Sunday, whichever day I have the most time. Um, I'm just taping this off so I can just paint it without having to be careful. That's what I'm doing right now. Hi, Deborah. How are you? How are you? How's your husband? Is he in the hospital or is he home right now? Exhausted. I'm sorry. Is he in the hospital again? I'm not on Facebook very much these days, so I haven't been keeping up. Is he okay? Is your husband okay, Deborah? You're probably typing to tell me, huh? Oh, he's doing better with dialysis. Awesome. I mean, it was a whole different circumstance. When my son was in the hospital, they tried to do dialysis for him because he blew up. You know, they were giving him fluids and everything, but his kidneys weren't working. So they tried dialysis, but he kept clogging up the dialysis machine with his blood clots. Were clogging up the dialysis machine, or something was clogging it up. They couldn't do dialysis on him. He had sepsis, and that's what he actually died from. They had fixed his gunshot wounds. They'd fixed, that. Well, they had another surgery that they needed to do, but it wasn't anything that had to be done right away. But well, they probably did that with Adrian too. I'm not sure. I mean, that stuff was so, you can imagine. I just do remember them bringing that machine in and trying to do dialysis, and it didn't work because he kept clogging it up with, I think they said blood clots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they said that was happening, and so it didn't work, and his organs just, they were dying. I mean, you should have seen my baby. He was didn't have an ounce of fat on his body. He was a gym rat, very, very built, very muscular, very big, big man. I mean, he was only 5'10", probably weighed 210, and it was all muscle. I'm not sure exactly how much he weighed. I'm just guessing, but he was all muscle. And when his body started filling up with fluid, this was the first couple of days that he was there, and we all thought he was going to live. They fixed his injuries. They had him in a medicated coma at the time because they just wanted his body to heal and not, he was on they had I don't know if you call it a ventilator or some sort of breathing machine. They had it down his throat. Wow, your husband only weighs 128 pounds and he's 6'4". My goodness. Poor man. I'm sorry. He's going to be okay, though. They've got it figured out now, right, Deborah? Yeah, he's going to be all right now. They'll get him all figured out, and he'll be okay. I don't even know why I came on here today. I'm just kind of in a weird mood. I don't know. My boss, that was one of the reasons I decided to come home today. He's in one of his moods. And I didn't have any orders to do anyway. I always have some kind of projects I can work on, and I've got a couple letters I can draft and stuff like that. I could have stayed if I wanted to, but like I said, my boss is in a mood today, so I just wanted out of there. Doesn't have anything to do with me. Yeah, he's my boss can be, I don't want to offend anybody with what I was going to say, but there's a man that we all know that throws big fat baby fits. Yeah, my boss can be just like that. Really bad. When things don't go his way or the way he thinks things ought to go, he gets pretty nasty. Male boss. Yeah, I have two bosses. The female is awesome. In fact, when I told her that I didn't really have anything to do, and was it okay if I went on home? She was like, "Oh, girl, I don't blame you." She said, "I'd go home too if I could." She lives there. Although she has her own place. She lives upstairs and he lives downstairs. So she doesn't have to be around him. But yeah, he makes us all kind of miserable when he gets in those kind of moods. So if we can, we stay away from him. I don't want to get caught in the crossfire. But and I really don't even know what set him off this time. Who knows? The other day he fired one of our clients. One of our really good clients. I mean, this guy last year there was a lot of times that we were really slow. But this guy was always a steady orderer. I mean, there's times that I think he kept us alive last year, just ordering something once a week from us at least. Oh, he's over at menopause, honey. He's 70 something, 71 years old. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to offend anybody, but there's a man that everybody in the world knows who he is. And I mean that literally, just about. Everybody in America definitely knows who he is. And he throws big fat baby fits. Yeah, my boss does that too. So yeah, he's reliving his terrible twos for sure. For sure. So are you at the hospital right now, Deborah, or are you home? And is he in the hospital or is he home? I think that they just need to make you an apartment there. I don't know what's going on. I think, yeah, I stayed at the hospital when my son was there because, well, I don't live in town either where he was at. I mean, I could have, my mom does. My mom lives in Wichita, and I've got lots of friends that live there. I could have stayed somewhere else, but I wasn't leaving my son. You know how that is. You know what I mean. Um, but I would go to the pediatric floor and take showers because they had showers there for parents that their kids are in the hospital and they're staying there with them. They have a Ronald McDonald floor. They also have Ronald McDonald houses in Wichita, but this was kind of like a Ronald McDonald floor for when they're, so they could stay there with their kids in the hospital. And they had showers there for the parents. And the only rule was that you had to have a kid in the hospital. I had a kid in the hospital. He was 25 years old, but he was in the hospital and he was my kid. I never even asked. I just started using the facilities and nobody ever said a word to me. So maybe they thought I was some homeless lady that would come in every day and take a shower. I don't know. I'm sure they knew something like that, that they knew that I had somebody in the hospital that I was staying there with and I would sleep. I could have stayed in my son's room, but there was no way to sleep in there at all. I mean, they had a recliner in there, but it was an ICU room. And I mean, if you got to sleep, which was hard to do because you couldn't even put your chair out. Is Davita the dialysis place, or is that like some? Hi, Lake Shadow. How are you, honey? I should put my glasses on, so I'm gonna have to squint like. Um. Yes, dialysis. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Lake Shadow. That's really nice. Well, I just came home from work. I did put my jammy top on though, and I got all my jammies on. That's one of the first things that I do when I'm not gonna have to do anything, go anywhere when I come home. I always come home. Off goes the bra and the shoes, and most of the time on goes the jammies. Comfy clothes for the house. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of times I wear those old man flannel pajamas. I'm getting ready to dig them out because it's getting chilly here. I've got the heater on already. Yeah. Yeah, my mom does too. Well, she usually wears what she calls house clothes. That way, I don't know. You know how it is. But she doesn't like get fully dressed. My mom does get up and do something with her hair and put a little bit of makeup on every day though. Because she says she can't stand to look at herself without makeup. I'm not that bad. On the weekends, I don't usually. If I wear makeup, it's only because my husband doesn't care one way or the other. If I do wear makeup, it's usually just a little tiny bit of eyeliner and mascara or something like that. That's what I do. And because I know what she's talking about with you just look, and if you look better, you feel better, right? So, but I don't know. I need to color my hair though. I can see a lot of. It doesn't look this gray in person, or at least to me it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it does. But yeah, if I had my hair down and not, I pull it back or do something with it to get it out of my face because I'm still growing my bangs out. Now this is baby hair right here, but this right here is my bangs. So that much of my bangs still just kind of tries to hang down in my face. Girl, I'm single. I haven't worn makeup in years. Let's see. Where did it go? Damn fat finger. Hold on, let me read all this stuff. I get to blabbing and I don't read over here. I'm good, thank you, and you look great. Okay, well, comfy is good. Since I retired, I stay in my nightgown unless I'm going out. 90 degrees today. Are you in Florida? Fat fingers. I've only got another hour to work in before he gets home, so break time is over. Talk to you soon. Okay, Deborah, have a great day, honey. I'm going to pray for him still. House dresses, yeah. Makeup. Girl, I'm single. I haven't worn makeup in years. When I tried to put on eyeliner, it looked like a mustache. Oh, I know about that. I have a hard time. I probably can't tell. I got a crappy camera on my, and I never, like here, you can't even tell I have eyebrows. I do. And they're not thin either. They're regular. But evidently they aren't. But I don't know. I don't draw them on, though. I don't like that look. Love you too, Deborah. And I really am praying for your husband. Like I said, I haven't been on Facebook for a couple of days. And even if I don't say anything, my mom and I were just talking about that last night. You know, she's like, I feel bad if I say something to somebody on Facebook and then somebody else has something and I don't say anything to them. And I said, yeah, I know the feeling because I don't get on Facebook. Well, I get on Facebook about once a day, but I don't spend any time on there. I just kind of skim through it when I'm bored or something. But yeah, that's the kind of the way I am. I feel like if I say something to one of my friends and another one of my friends is going to get mad if I miss something that, you know. Oh, she's busy though. Her husband's in the hospital and she just came home to take a break and probably grab something to eat and grab a shower and stuff and go back. But I think he's on the mend. Well, at least for now, I think her husband's on the mend, Lake Shadow. I think he's gonna um now that they've got him on dialysis, I think that's probably gonna help him a lot. Keeping his kidneys cleaned out and keeping his blood clean. Probably gonna help him a lot, I hope. Yeah. So did you answer my question? Are you in Florida? Is that why it's 90 degrees where you're at? Some friends of mine. Oh, Texas. Okay. And it's not getting chilly there yet? You're not real far from me. Well, depending on where you are in Texas, but um, like the border to Juarez is only 12. Well, only it's 12 hours from us, but Dallas is only 6. Houston. Oh, Houston. Yeah, that's about a 10 or 12-hour drive from me, I think. I've driven it once. I've got a friend that lives in Houston, and I'll never drive it again. I'll fly. I don't like to drive that far. We are going to drive that far when we go to Mexico, though. We're going to drive all the way down to where his mom lives, which is it's about a 24-hour drive from here. It's 12 to the border and 12 more past the border, straight down the middle of Mexico. Yeah, Texas is. I think Texas is the biggest state, isn't it? My daughter was stationed at San Antonio twice. Well, she was actually stationed there once and went there for some sort of training, and she ended up having to be there about 3 months for that training another time. But she was actually stationed there for I don't remember how long she was there. Not a long, long time. in San Antonio. Okay, I got that taped off. I've got some more. I don't have them right here, but I've got some more that I'm going to tape off. So when I get my, another thing I hate to do is, I'm going to show you my paintbrush, and I'll tell you, I'll let you see why. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm coming. This is a chalk paintbrush. I use it for other stuff besides chalk, but nothing oil. I don't use oil paints with this brush at all. This brush is expensive. I paid $32 for this brush. So I take really good care of it. And I'm real careful with it. But when I use this thing, I like to have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it is big. That's what, 2 inches across, maybe, probably, maybe 2.5. Yeah, we have humidity. I'm not in Wichita. My parents live in Wichita, and I'm from Wichita. That's where I grew up. My parents live in Wichita. I live an hour east of Wichita. So, I mean, it's nothing. I actually thought about going there today because one of my brothers he's not my blood brother. He's my brother by heart. He's going through some stuff, and I got off work early today, and I thought about going there, but I'm kind of broke right now too because I just paid a whole bunch of medical bills last week. Pretty much drained out my bank account, so I got to get some build some money up again. And well, shoot, I got some more medical bills to pay too. They just rolled over our deductible in June. You know, I thought it was January to January, but I don't know what happened. But now it's June to June. And so I had a colonoscopy. I had a full physical with a mammogram, a colonoscopy. I had to have an MRI. Not because of the physical, but because of my other junk that they just look at my brain every 6 months. They just want to make sure it's not changing in size. Because big brain for me is not good. Means I'm not doing good. And that's what my disease attacks my brain. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I had to have an MRI. That was normal. Everything was normal that I had to have all those tests for, but I had to I'm paying all those doctor bills because I had to start my deductible all over again in June. So at least now my deductible's paid. Shoot, I need to have a surgery or something. Isn't that crazy? But I am going to talk to my doctor and ask her, what else do you think I need to take care of? I'll just go ahead and take care of it now since my deductible's paid for. My chemo's free. I got this credit card thing that you just go fill the stuff out. I think a lot of the big pharmaceuticals are doing it. But you get this, well, it's not free. I pay $5. Where's the card for that? Oh no, I hope I didn't lose it. Oh. Well, shoot. Anyway, this isn't a real credit card, so it's only for my chemo, and the drug company that makes my chemo sent me this card. Because my chemo, if I was paying for it, is $28,000 a whack a time. And there's times that I have to do it 2 times in 6 months. If my levels are not where they're supposed to be, I have to do 2 rounds of chemo in 6 months. I haven't had to do that for a while, thank God. But yeah, I hope they do too. But that's one of the things that's not getting done in DC right now because of all the other crap that's going on there. Oh, it's okay, honey. That it's not a bad chemo. It doesn't make my hair fall out. It doesn't make me sick. I get tired for a couple days after is all. I always do it on a Friday so that I have the whole weekend to recover before I have to go back to work, and then I don't have to I have to miss that Friday every 6 months, but I don't have to miss any other time because of it. Yeah. And it's what they call maintenance right now, and all it does is keep my disease at bay. It's kind of Missy Jen's chemo still help, still I think it's still doing stuff. I think my chemo's done everything it's going to do, but it just keeps my disease at bay. And trust me, we tried skipping it. My doctor and I tried skipping it one time, and I didn't do it on the 6 month thing, and my disease came right back. So we don't do that anymore. No, she does a different chemo, and she has something different wrong with her too. She has MS. I have this disease called vasculitis, and it can attack anything in your body. It can attack your skin, it can attack your organs, it can attack anything in your body. What it did was attack my sinuses, and it went up and ate into my brain. Part of that, because part of the reason that it went so far was because part of it was because I was a supervisor at a manufacturing plant, and it was our busy season when I started getting sick. And I just didn't have time to take off and deal with that. I was so busy at work, you know, and I just thought I knew I had some kind of a sinus infection, but I didn't know what it was doing to me until it was after it kicked me right on my butt, where, it started attacking my whole body where I couldn't even, I had these horrible headaches that I can't even describe. And I just kept going back to the doctor, and she was trying everything. She was sending me to all kinds of specialists, and it ended up being an ENT that figured out what was wrong with me after I'd been misdiagnosed twice, and mistreated. And I don't mean treated badly. I mean, they weren't treating me with the correct medicine. Yeah, my ENT. Did I say EMT? I meant ENT, ear, nose, throat. He was the one that I kept going to him because I had the sinus infection, and he kept giving me, different antibiotics and this and that, and it just nothing was working, and it was just getting worse and worse. And like I said, I was having these horrible headaches. And I was actually, no, I take that back. I was going to a different ENT, and I could tell he wasn't doing anything for me. So I asked my regular doctor, my, medical doctor, to please find me a different ENT because this guy wasn't helping me. And so it was when I started going to the new ENT that he looked up in my nose, and just from looking up in my nose with this little scopy thing, he goes, "I think I know what's wrong with you." And he said, "I don't want to tell you." He said, "But I'm going to send you to a rheumatologist, and he said, this rheumatologist that I'm going to send you to, I think he's going to be able to help you. And before that, I mean, I'd had two. It got bad. I had to have brain surgery twice, where they went in there and just scraped stuff off my brain. I mean, they literally said, I don't even want to tell you, it's gross. But they couldn't figure out why Anyway, so sure enough, I went to this rheumatologist, and that's who I continue to see now. He's the one that sets up my chemo and everything. And he did this test. And he said, you've got vasculitis. And he said, and I was on massive doses of prednisone. My face was this dang big. And I'm just so grateful that they finally figured out what was wrong with me and got me. I'm still healing. I'm still healing. My sinuses are still healing. I still have water behind my ears all the time. It's almost, how you get water in your ears when you go swimming or sometimes when you take a shower or whatever. I still have that all the time. I wish that would continue healing. I've just gotten used to it now. It used to drive me crazy, but I've gotten used to it now. So I hear noises in my ears all the time now, too. That tinnitus or whatever you call that. Oh, I don't even realize it anymore sometimes until the room's just totally quiet and that's all I hear is all this buzzing in my head. And I've got brain damage because my brain got infected. And I technically still have meningitis because meningitis, the definition of meningitis is thickening of the lining of the brain. And it's still there, and that's probably never going to change. Oh, I'm brain damaged. I can't even do my career job anymore. I was a supervisor in a manufacturing plant. You have to be a multitasker to be able to do all this stuff. I can't multitask hardly at all anymore. I can't concentrate. Sometimes I can't even really read and comprehend anymore. It's just shocking to me, because that used to be like I still read, but I have to really, sometimes I don't get it, just depends on what it is. And another thing too is it's really affected my memory a lot. And it affects my speech. Like I can't say words sometimes. I can't. I know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I can't say words sometimes. I can't think of the words that I want to say. And I used to have a very large vocabulary, but I can't get it out anymore. So, and I cry sometimes for crazy reasons, for no reasons at all. And maybe it's probably not hormonal because I had a hysterectomy 18 years ago. So, and I'm not on I was on hormone replacement, but I took myself off of that stuff. And I haven't been on it probably since a year after my hysterectomy. So for 17 years, I haven't had any hormone replacement or anything like that. But what do? You just pray a lot and keep on going. That's all. Well, I think I'm going to get off of here and go. I got a bathroom I could clean. I was going to do it on the weekend. Nothing gross, nothing yucky. Just I've got a bathroom that I didn't clean last weekend, so it needs cleaning this weekend. It's the one that we take our showers in. It's nice talking to you, Lake Shadow. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I just came home bored today, so bored at work, bored home. Husband, I don't know what time he'll be home. He works in the oil field, so it's just kind of whenever they get done with what they're doing and how many jobs they have to do that day. So, all right then. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, and y'all have a good day. Thank you for whoever sat and listened to me all this time. I'm not the bad person that some people want to make me out to be. And I'm really not stupid. I just can't do things the way that I used to do anymore. Can't speak the way that I used to, and I can't think the way that I used to. But I know stuff. I just can't get it to connect right. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But have a great day. Nice to talk to you too. Thank you, Lake Shadow. I appreciate you. Bye bye.